What's going on, guys? We got a new knife day from a brand a lot of us know, knives. This is their Yucha model. Pretty sweet blade. I just got in today. I picked it up on secondary market. But we kind of go over the construction real quick. Of course, we got our titanium pivot. A nice machine pivot collar. It looks like a T8. Same thing on our back end, a nice titanium clip. This one has nice spring tension. It's actually pretty soft, so that's kind of good, but kind of bad. You gotta be a little careful. You don't want to bend this. Some nice Torx hardware on the scale. And speaking of the scale, we got a nice contoured carbon fiber scale. Both sides, same thing, mirrored image. Kind of average thickness titanium liners. And this nice long geared backspacer with a nice lanyard hole on it. I kind of like how they carried this whole shape from your, I guess your thumb hole all the way to your lanyard hole. Pretty nice. Staying with the frame, it does have a metal insert, hardened steel insert most likely, ceramic D10. You see the dust in here. We're going to take it apart, take a look on the inside of this knife. No skeletonization on it, which is it doesn't really need. It's pretty light. And we get to the blade here. Where is it? There it is. S35 VM blade. So a quick overview of the blade. Nice compound grind. Pretty thin. On your front grind, the back is kind of what a standard grind you kind of expect, not too thin behind it. Nice harpoon shape with your, I like to call it a bird eye. Maybe this is like a beak and a bird eye. Nice finger trail on here. With nice chamfering all the way around. Good grip. Also love how they crowned the top of the spine. So you have a really nice crown. It kind of takes away some of the bite of your jimping, but I think this is still, it's better than not having no jimping at all, so I still like how they did that. But overall, I really like this. I believe it's a 3.7-inch blade. Kind of relatively average thickness. Kind of narrows down a good bit, but we have a nice harpoon on here to give it some nice shape on the end. But I haven't got no use on this thing yet. I just got today, been playing with it. But yeah, everything feels great. Ergos are great. The choke-up's on it really good. Use this really thin sliciness right here in the front. So that's pretty nice. All right, well, let's take this thing apart real quick. See how it goes together, how it looks. So this should be T8. Sure enough. Looks like they got some thread locker on here. I don't know if this has ever been taken apart. It should have been lightly carried, but never taken apart as far as what the seller told me. Nice fit. Always like how they do it. We always seem to do it. They key their clip to the scale frame, so you don't only need one screw. I'm gonna start with the pivot. So super easy to take apart. I don't know if there's hidden screws or not underneath this. We'll find out. So nice T8 hardware, good size threading, and your actual pivot collar. Nice machine titanium. Let's pop off this scale, see what's under here. Okay, yeah, it's a 2-screw construction, or 3-screw if you include the clip. Super easy to take apart, so that's really good. Really nice. No voids that I see. I really kind of like this finish. It's like it's not a polish, it's kind of just probably just a high sand grit, like 3000 grit. And it leaves a nice kind of a satin, not full satin, kind of a semi-polish look. Pretty nice. Just your standard finish on the inside. Let's see what we got here. No more screws. So it's like we got some locating pins or something because it's kind of stuck in the back. We're going to take off the other side and make sure we're not missing anything. So T8 for the bottom here. Get those taken out. There we go. Maybe we'll be able to push it out. Put a screw through the little pivot. It'll shake, and we're being held up on the back end. There's definitely something on your back spacer in here holding it together. Yeah, I see it. There's two little two pins. There we go. So I actually have two pins holding together. Let's take this apart, take a look at it. So we got one shouldered pin, which is probably the key pin that holds it together on the bottom, and just one kind of a straight pin to hold it together at the top. But nice fit. Nice machining on it. I love this more aggressive jimping. I always prefer something that has a more of a 90-degree edge on the machining. You'd get a little more grip in your palm for sure. You could feel it grip. All right. So here's your lock side. Like I said, pretty simple construction. Just pretty flat. Your relief cut. But surprisingly how thin this is, they're able to fit an actual insert in here, which is really surprising. And I don't know if you could tell. Let me clean this. There's just a little bit of titanium, and then there's your insert. So that's pretty impressive. On this thin piece of titanium, they still got a steel insert. So that's really good. Definitely a ceramic detent. So yeah, pretty simple, but very well done. Here's your little stop pin. Good fit. Nothing's going to shake out, so some good tolerances right there. On the other side, let me see if this doesn't want to push through. There it goes. Ceramic bearings, another surprise. Thin liner, but they still have a steel insert for the bearing. So that's really good, you know, considering the tolerances you're going to work with. So let's get my magnet, pull this out. Very nice pocket. This is still a full-size thickness washer. So you're not going to be worrying about warping or wearing on this thing. So that's really good. They could do that on such a thin frame. Very good. Same thing on the other side. Standard finish. Nice kind of a semi-gloss finish on here. And is your thing... Look, your pivot's keyed. Let me see. If I can get it to key. So this is keyed, but it has a little bit of side-to-side play. You could barely notice it, the little step right here on the bottom. There's no step at the top. Aligns with your one notch here. So it gets in there, but there is a little bit of wiggle. So your logo might be a little crooked like this. I guess when you tighten it, you tighten it this way. Actually, yeah, when you tighten it, it's going to turn it this way. It'll be straight. So maybe that's not an issue. When you tighten it, it's going to twist it the correct way, so your logo will be straight. So that's pretty cool. I don't know if that was intentional or if that's just how it kind of happened. I can't really tell. It looks like there is a notch, so maybe that was intentional. Maybe not, but still it works. We get to the blade real quick. Kind of your standard, what you see a lot, just the ceramic bearings in a bronze cage. Let's give this blade a little wipe down. It's got some dust from the little it has been carried and used. Nice blade, nice working finish on it. It's a nice stone wash. Not a bright stone wash, kind of a more dull stone wash finish, but it still looks pretty good. A little bit of dirt on here. Let's see if I clean this real quick. Not much to see here. Just kind of your standard weak quality, which is pretty great. Nice chamfering where it needs it. Probably all wire EDM cut because it's got a really nice finish. A little laser. Well, I'm holding it backwards. Laser engraved, letting you know it's S35. To me, S35 is still a fine EDC steel. It works perfect. You know, you have to maybe sharpen it more, touch it up more with your strop, but it's going to do what it needs to do, and it's going to cut. But yeah, pretty good. So I'll just throw it back together. I just wiped the little grease that was on there. We'll see how it does with no oil. See how easy this thing goes together. So we got our show side. Knock in our pivot. Get our backspacer on it real quick. Little tube. I think we just put the one screw in here on this side real quick. Are these them, the full-size screws? Yeah, that's the good thing about this. You got so little screws for this thing. It's so easy to put together, take apart so quick that it should be no problem at all to work on this knife. Bearing, bearing, blade, bearing. Where's the other metal washer? Did I put both of them? We got a metal washer missing, guys. Oh, never mind. Okay, it's on my magnet. That's where it went. You could say it got magnetized from being on my magnet. Get our other side. Get those pins lined up. Drop it together, no problem. Throw our scale on. Super simple. I mean, I'm so used to knives now. Most of the knives I own, they're so complex and intricate. You know, they take a while, and maybe you need tweezers or some needle nose pliers to hold it together, like a Riot Crossroads, which I really like, but it takes some work to put together with all little brass spacers and stuff they get on it. It's kind of nice just to have so little screws to assemble a knife. And it feels solid. It doesn't feel like it's weak. So we'll do my check. I might got it dead on the first try. Yeah. So let me see. So let me tighten it. So see our logo. Is that straight? It looks pretty straight. Let me see where this is at. Tightness. It's about a little too tight maybe. Yeah, it's a little too tight. So I always hold the lock bar out. Give the little drop test. Just a hair tight. Make sure there's no side-to-side play. Up and down is free. And there we go. Super simple. How awesome is that? You could kind of go over it, review it, tear it down, put it back together in 12 minutes and under. So super simple construction, but, you know, weak quality, well made. Would I pay the full retail? I think it's $250 something. Maybe not. If it was M390, maybe thicker scales, I probably would. I wouldn't mind paying that much. But for where it's at, it kind of feels more of a budget Wii. But overall, quality is great. Action's good. You could use the bird hole to flick it out. Good action with the flipper. So overall, pretty good. Yeah, guys, so if you see this and you got a good price and you like Wii quality with some cool, crazy looking blades, harpoon, compound, you know, how many harpoon compound grinders are out there? Not many. So, yeah, I would say if this pops up, I would definitely pick one up. Thanks for watching, guys.